Hey YouTube, this is the Robinhood investor. Hope you had a great day of trading. As always, I really appreciate the support. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to learn more about investing, subscribe to this channel. Today I wanted to talk about Apple and the bad news that came directly from Apple's CEO. Let me go to Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. So the CEO, Tim Cook, warned that Apple iPhone sales could take a big hit from China's slowdown. They cut revenue forecast for first quarter 2019, and as you can see from today's performance, after hours down 7.55%. Past week performance down 6.32%. Past month down 20.86%. Past 3 months down 36.52%. And past year down 12.92%. Apple said it expects revenue of about $84 billion in the quarter end December 29th, while analysts had been forecasting $91.3 billion according to Bloomberg. So that's essentially a revenue miss. Some analysts are saying this is caused by global economy and is a sign of global slowdown, while others are optimistic and think this is an opportunity to buy. Regardless, the negative news impacts everyone in the short term because a lot of portfolios, especially index funds, have exposure to Apple. The catalyst to this dip is China's economy and fewer than expected upgrades to new iPhones. Revenue from iPhone accounts for 2/3 of Apple's revenue, so that's over 60% accounts for Apple's revenue, and allows the company to generate more money from attached accessories like Apple Watch, AirPods, and services like Apple Music. However, because of the slowdown, services may also be impacted. Tim Cook said they anticipated challenges in emerging markets and did not foresee economic deceleration, particularly Greater China and other emerging markets. This accounted for majority of year-over-year decline, but iPhone upgrades also weren't as strong as anticipated in some developed markets. So what are the implications? I think there's going to be a ripple effect and stocks across the board will take a hit. So if we look at S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100, the two major indices, S&P 500 down 1.26%, NASDAQ down 2.16%, and volatility up 4.22%. So the VIX is the volatility and fear index. So the higher this is, then there's going to be more swings and momentum in the markets. And as I mentioned, both major indices are down. So based on this, I think tomorrow is going to be a rough red day. And also NASDAQ 100, Apple makes up 9.7% of NASDAQ, so it's definitely going to take a big hit. Also, the Apple suppliers, they'll also take a negative hit. So if we look at, for example, Skyworks, after hours down 5.24%, Broadcom down 4.71%, Universal Display down 4.54%, Sirius Logic down 6.01% after hours, TSM, or Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturer, down 3.48% today. These are all after hours, so tomorrow they'll probably be performing worse. So those were the some of the Apple suppliers, and they were hit and impacted negatively. I also think that the retailers will also be affected. So if we look at, for example, Best Buy, who holds Apple products, after hours down 2.71%. Look at Costco, down 1.1%, and Target, they're down 2.02% after hours. So across the board, Apple and the suppliers as well as the retailers will be negatively impacted. Also, if we look at Berkshire Hathaway, which is Warren Buffett's holding company, Apple makes up about 20% of its holdings, and after hours down 2.07%. So what are my recommendations based on this news? I'd say to be more cautious and be more defensive until we get more clarity and visibility in the market. That's all for this video. How are you going to trade Apple and the other stocks affected by this news? Comment down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to learn more about investing, subscribe to this channel. See you in the next video.